When distancing yourself from toxic people, be mindful that you don't become the toxic person. There was a time in my life where I was consuming a lot of narcissistic abusive content just because I wanted to educate myself and feel prepared for whenever I come across a narcissist or to deal with the narcissists in my life. When really I was growing to be very self-centered and very toxic in my own ways. I'd yell at people. I'd be mad when things aren't going my way perfectly. I would never understand the perspective of other people because I felt like they never understood the perspective of my own person. So distancing yourself from toxic people can be good and it can be very helpful in the long run, especially if you do it in a healthy way where you just kind of walk away instead of trying. Like with toxic people, trying to explain why you're leaving is never really the best. Like, I'm not giving this advice as someone who's been through domestic abuse, nor do I think people who are going through domestic abuse or are being tied down by a certain person can really, there's resources for situations like that. But if you're just friend someone or maybe I don't know, a family member is kind of toxic to be around, it's easier to just not say anything and to walk away than it is to try to explain why they're so toxic to be around, But it is important to remember that you shouldn't feel so vindicated in calling someone toxic because you might be the toxic person in the situation. This might be really tough to hear and this might rub people the wrong way. But sometimes you might be the toxic person in a toxic relationship. Just like that narcissistic and codependency thing I was talking about the other day on here. Just wanted to share my thoughts on this. Thank you so much for listening. Bye.